Welcome to Sha'dow Scripts.
I'm diving into the creepiest horror stories that actually happened in college, and I'm challenging myself to find out if I can make it through without getting freaked out. College years are supposed to be the best time of our lives, a period of self-discovery, growth, and endless possibilities. But what if I told you that amidst all the excitement and freedom, some students have experienced the most terrifying and unsettling events that will haunt them for the rest of their lives? The mix of reality and fear that often surrounds campus life can be downright chilling. From eerie dorm rooms to creepy professors, there's no shortage of spine-tingling tales that'll make you question what's real and what's just your imagination playing tricks on you. Think about it, you're in a new environment, away from your family and friends, with thousands of strangers who are going through the same struggles as you. It's the perfect breeding ground for fear and paranoia to take hold. In the following stories, you'll realize that the boundaries between truth and fiction are blurred, and what might seem like an urban legend might actually be based on real events. In 2013, a student at the University of Wisconsin-Madison reported a ghostly encounter in her dorm room. She claimed that she woke up in the middle of the night to find a figure standing beside her bed, staring at her with cold, dead eyes. The strange thing was that the figure vanished into thin air as soon as she screamed for help. At the University of New Mexico, there's an infamous dorm room that's said to be haunted by the spirit of a former student who died under mysterious circumstances. Students have reported doors slamming shut, lights flickering, and disembodied voices whispering their names. In 2008, a group of friends at Indiana University claimed to have captured a ghost on camera while exploring an abandoned dorm building. The photo showed a faint figure standing in the corner of the room, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly intensity. A student at the University of Georgia reported finding strange symbols etched into the walls of her dorm room, along with cryptic messages that seemed to be directed at her. As the semester progressed, the symbols grew more intricate, and the messages became increasingly threatening. At the University of California, Berkeley, there's a legend about a ghostly professor who's said to haunt the campus. According to the story, the professor died in the 1970s, but his spirit continues to roam the halls, searching for a student who can help him resolve an unfinished academic debate. In 2011, a student at Ohio State University discovered a hidden room in her dorm building that contained a series of disturbing and ritualistic symbols. As she explored the room further, she found evidence of a secret society that had been operating on campus for decades. But of all the horror stories I've come across, there's one that still sends shivers down my spine. It's a tale of survival, terror, and the darkest corners of the human psyche. It was a typical Friday night at a small liberal arts college in the Midwest. A group of friends had gathered in one of the dorm rooms to celebrate the end of the week. But as they Saturday around the TV, watching a horror movie, they began to feel a creeping sense of dread. At first, they wrote it off as mere paranoia, but as the night wore on, the atmosphere in the room grew more tense. One of the students, a quiet and reserved girl named Sarah, started to act strangely. She would disappear for long periods of time, only to return with a glazed-over expression in her eyes. Her friends wrote it off as a side effect of the horror movie, but deep down, they knew something was wrong. As the night wore on, Sarah's behavior became more erratic. She would whisper strange phrases in the ears of her friends, and her eyes would flash with an otherworldly intensity. It was as if she was possessed by some kind of dark force. In a desperate bid to snap Sarah out of her trance-like state, her friends tried to restrain her, but as they struggled to hold her down, they realized that they were in the presence of something truly evil. Sarah's body began to contort and twist. Her eyes rolled back in her head, and her voice dropped to a menacing growl. The friends were paralyzed with fear, unsure of what to do as Sarah's transformation continued. And then, in the blink of an eye, it was all over. Sarah collapsed on the floor, her body limp and lifeless. As the friends struggled to comprehend what had just happened, they realized that they had stumbled upon something truly sinister. It was as if they had unleashed a dark entity that had been lurking in the shadows, waiting for its chance to strike. The aftermath of that night was a blur of panic and confusion. The friends were left to pick up the pieces and try to make sense of what had happened. But as they delved deeper into the mystery, they realized that they had only scratched the surface of a much larger conspiracy. That incident had a profound impact on the college community, with many students reporting strange occurrences and sightings in the weeks that followed. It was as if the darkness that had been unleashed that night had spread across the campus, infecting every corner of their lives.
In the end, the true extent of what happened that night remained a mystery. But one thing was certain. The students had caught a glimpse of the true face of horror, and it had left them changed forever. As I reflect on the stories I've shared with you today, I'm reminded of the importance of safety and awareness on college campuses. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement and freedom of college life, but we must never forget that there are dangers lurking in the shadows. So, the next time you're walking across campus at night, take a moment to glance over your shoulder. You never know what might be lurking in the darkness, waiting to pounce. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. If you have a college horror story that you'd like to share, please leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more thrilling content, and I'll see you all